The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. Universally positive ratings. I watched it in cinema with Ginger. Elijah Wood, Carl Urban, Andy Serkis, John Noble, Viggo Mortensen, Liv Tyler, Christopher Lee. Right, the problem is that I seen Fellowship of the Ring 3.5 years ago. I seen Two Towers, I don't know, 2.5 years ago maybe. I can't remember every single individual detail because I'm not a massive fan of the series. I am as casual comes. I didn't even like Fellowship of the Ring. I thought it was incredibly fucking boring. But then I don't remember Christopher Lee dying in Two Towers or Fellowship. So I thought it was going to happen here, and they mentioned Saruman, but he didn't appear. So I was very confused. And I don't think he appeared in any, like, archival footage. It could have been a voice role, I'm not sure. Sean Bean is archival footage. Anyway, Orlando Bloom, Dominic Monaghan, Hugo Weaving, Miranda Otto, Billy Boyd, Kate Blanchett. It's very good. Um, this is kind of like the Dune 2 of Lord of the Rings. Like, people, when that film came out, were like, oh, it's a full on war film, but then it wasn't really. This, I would say, is a full on war film, even if the war is only like half the movie. But because it's on for like, what, 3 hours and 20 minutes, half the movie is over an hour and a half. So I would consider it a war movie. And even though the action itself isn't all that good, it's hard to tell what's going on. Whether it be just the handheld camera is too much, or the CGI is incredibly dated. I don't know. One of the dragons, I think it's the one that the I don't know what you fucking call him, but the one that Miranda Otto's character killed, the one that's like, oh, no man can kill me. His dragon, the fucking eyes on that dragon looks like the dog from Toy Story. Like, I get that it was made in the like late 90s, but I thought the CGI would have held up because it's the Lord of the fucking Rings. Apparently not. I'm not even someone that can, like. I'm not good at telling whether or not CGI is good or bad unless it's really bad. And it's not that this is really bad, it's just data. It looks like just any other late 90s CGI. Like, if you look at Spawn, there was a character in the Spawn movie that was supposed to be absolutely terrifying, but it just looks goofy. But anyway, I'm not sure what to say about this. Other than when you have a film as iconic as this, and there are a bunch of scenes that everyone knows, but because they're iconic or they're memes or something like that. When you actually watch the film and you see like how it plays out in the film, it's always weird, because it's never the way you expect it to go. Um, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, I didn't know that Gollum was a person, or like Smeagol was a person before he was Gollum, if you know what I mean. Like, I thought that whatever race Smeagol is, like whatever he and that other Fisher are at the start of the movie. I'm just gonna call him human for now. I didn't know that he was human. I assumed that Gollum was its own race, and that he always was a Gollum. Um, like they just call him the same way that Martian Manhunter isn't the only Martian, but we still call him Martian Manhunter because he is the Martian. Um, I find it weird that you know I assume that Tolkien imagined every single character having an English accent, but I think the only English people in this film are Ian McKellen and Orlando Bloom, Christopher Lee, if you want to count them. Everyone else is either American, Australian, or a Kiwi. And that's fine. If they could do English accents, and the majority of them are great actors, but they can't do the fucking accent, it's weird. So I sound weird right now? I don't know what it is. It's like I have no fucking curtains and there's an echo. But whatever. This film is on for somewhere around 3 hours and 20 minutes, and it's slow at times, but it doesn't waste any time. Like the basically every scene, even if it doesn't hold an importance to the overall plot, like the whole thing of the King of Gondor going insane, that doesn't hold any relevance to the overall plot, but it still is interesting to watch. Um, Whereas with Fellowship, I couldn't get in the Fellowship. Let's just say that it is also 3 hours and 20 minutes. They use 1 hour of that time just showing what happens in the Shire, and yeah, they took that from the book. But Tolkien shouldn't have wrote. I think it was. I'm pretty sure I've read Fellowship. I'm pretty sure it's like 100 pages of a 500 page book is dedicated to just what they get up to in the Shire. It doesn't need to be that long. I mean, I thought that 2001: A Space Odyssey was bad because they spent like 20 minutes or half an hour just going over the fucking monkeys discovering the monolith. You don't need to do that over and over again for half an hour or an hour. Like, from what I seen Fellowship nearly 5 years ago. No, 4 years ago. And I read Fellowship nearly 4 years ago. And from what I remember, all they do is party. You do not need to spend 100 pages or 1 hour going over that because it's the same thing over and over and over again. If they reduced that, if they didn't repeat themselves, I think I could have enjoyed the film. Maybe I might go back and watch it again and just skip over that, or just like watch 5 minutes of it. Maybe not even 5 minutes and skip over it. But Two Towers and Fellowship don't do that. So I think they are not only really good movies, but are important pieces of media. Fellowship can go fuck itself though. Um, we're 9 minutes into this video, and I've said barely anything. I apologize because if I were a, if I were a massive fan, I could talk about a bunch of shit, rant on about like Tom Bombadil or whatever. I don't even fucking know who that is. I know Marcus talks about him quite a bit, but as a casual, to me, it is just both a really, even though the action is shit, it is a really good war film and it's a really good political film because the whole thing of it is, fuck war, fuck racism, fuck prejudice, fuck evil. Um, but I can't get into the details because there's nothing to say about the details. Like I can't just go over every individual scene and say, oh, I like this, I like that, because it's just I don't have the ability to. So I apologize for not being able to tackle this review effectively. Before I end this, I just want to go over some updates. Um, the middle review for Yakuza will be coming sometime. I'm currently on Sadie's third chapter. Uh, because there's 22 chapters in the game. I'm gonna do the middle review when I finish chapter 11. I don't know whose story that is, but that's when I'll do it. Um, as for films, nothing for this is not gonna be anything for a bit because I am broke. Like I've never been this broke in my entire life. It's not terrible. I don't have any bills or anything to pay because the only thing I don't earn enough to get taxed, and what I do earn, I give 20% of it to my mum because I'm still living in her house because I'm only 20. Um, but it's not like she only expects money when I get paid. It's not like it's a constant, if you know what I mean. So I'll be fine. On top of that, there's nothing out right now. Next week there's like two things I can think of that are coming out. I think there is one big one that you know what's coming, and then there's another that you mightn't have heard of unless you're very based. Problem is that these films release on a Friday. That's how the cinema schedule goes. I don't know if this is a worldwide thing or just the cinema I go to, but films usually come out on a Friday. I get paid on a Thursday. I'm not getting paid this week because I haven't worked in like a month. To be clear, the reason I haven't worked in a month is because it's a 0 hour contract and there's like 4 or 5 other guys who do my job and only need one of us at a time. So it's like getting shifts is rare. I do have another job, but it's just they need proof of address, and I'm waiting on a bank statement coming in. But point is, the one that you know, it's going to be there for a long time because everyone knows it, and the other one that's probably going to last only a week. So it's going to be a bit tough. Like I might need to just go and not get popcorn or anything. Um, so one more thing before I go. Um, I I had to drop. Like I brought Ginger up. Um, to the cinema, and then when the film ended, his coworker, because he works in the cinema, was like, "Oh, can you give me a lift home?" He was like, "I didn't drive," and she turned to me, "Oh, can you give me a lift home?" I was like, "Sure." And when when she got into the car, she saw I had like two Blue Lock mangas because Dylan's been giving me his manga. Um, there's a good reason these tables are numbered, honey. You just haven't thought of one yet. By Panic at the Disco was playing on the radio, well, not the radio, but my Spotify. I just saw the manga. I was like, "Is this like anime music? Like, it? Not 21 Pilots. It's Panic at the Disco." He doesn't even sound like he's singing English. He says like he's singing Korean. Like, that really pissed me off.